He wanted to.
Terence Crawford's 37. Devin Heaney said he thinks he would like him to retire. Do you agree with that statement?
He can do whatever he wants to do. He's been dominating for a long time too, so he can do whatever he wants to do. I would like to see him retire because it'd be hard for anybody to top that, and they just put him on the top 5 list, and he'd be able to stay there because he hasn't been beat.
Last question. Is Terence Crawford the greatest of all time?
Absolutely the greatest of all time.
Where does he rank?
I don't know, but he's not the greatest of all time. He's the greatest of all time.
Roy Jones Jr. has completely flipped the narrative surrounding Terence Crawford's next move. While most fans are convinced Crawford's future is locked in toward a huge rematch with Canelo, Roy is pushing down a completely different path, one almost nobody predicted. According to Roy, there's a single gap in Crawford's resume that only one fighter on the planet can fill: Erislandy Lara. This isn't just about collecting another title. It's about sealing the last remaining chapter of Crawford's legacy. And in Roy's eyes, Lara is the one dangerous, stylistic challenge Crawford must face if he wants his career to be viewed as truly complete.
Canelo Alvarez has been a great fighter his whole career. People like Erislandy Lara gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. People like Floyd Mayweather also gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. But Bud is more fierce, more fearsome, and more angrier, and more meaner than both of those guys. So you know if they showed you the blueprint, Bud gonna go out there, take that blueprint, and do even more with it.
Understand why Roy Jones Jr. is urging Crawford toward this particular challenge. You have to zoom out and study Crawford's resume as a whole. He's conquered divisions at 135, 140, 147, and even 154 pounds, and then stunned the world by jumping all the way to super middleweight to take down Canelo. But there's one weight class he never touched: the 160-pound middleweight division. For someone who thinks like Roy Jones Jr., a historian, a purist, a man obsessed with complete arcs, that empty space stands out like a missing chapter in an otherwise perfect story. Roy believes that grabbing a middleweight title isn't moving backwards. It's a calculated legacy move. He sees it as closing the loop. If Crawford drops down and wins a strap at 160, the timeline becomes flawless. Every division from lightweight to super middleweight would be accounted for. And at that point, the case for Crawford as the greatest fighter of this era becomes nearly impossible to dispute.
I don't know. I mean, I think he may want to go get a middleweight title because he skipped over that. He went to junior middleweight. No, he went junior middleweight, then went super middleweight. So he may go back and just capture middleweight title to close the gap, like I wished I would have did with the cruiserweight title. So I think he does that, and that's it.
For the past few years, the middleweight division has felt like a quiet backwater, overshadowed by the flashier names at 168 pounds. But that calm is about to end. Roy Jones Jr. sees this division as the ideal arena for Crawford because it's currently dominated by competent champions, not global icons. The belts are there, held by fighters who are dangerous but don't carry the star power of someone like Canelo. That gives Crawford a huge advantage. He wouldn't be the challenger chasing a title. He'd be the elite fighter stepping down to claim what he believes is already his. For Roy, this isn't just a fight. It's a strategic move, the easiest path to cementing Crawford's legacy while maximizing his historical impact.
I did want to ask you about Terence Crawford as well.
Yeah.
A lot going on with him at the moment. No one knows his next move.
Right.
What would you like his next move to be?
I think he should go down and win a title at 160 because he won at 47, 40, 54, 68. Go get 60 and you closed it all. That's fine.
Yeah. Would you like to see a rematch with Canelo?
Not really.
Okay. What about Canelo, I guess? What would you like to see in the future
I
for
don't
him?
know. Canelo can do anything he wants to. He's done so much already. There's really not much left for him to do. So it's really, I think Canelo probably could either take the rematch or close the door because Canelo's done way more than that.
This is where the timeline starts to get really intriguing. The 160-pound division might be a bit unclear right now, but everything changes on December 6, 2025. That's when the highly anticipated unification clash goes down between WBO/IBF champion Janbek Alam Connolly and WBA champion Erislandy Lara. This isn't just another fight. It's a proving ground. Roy Jones Jr.'s advice for Crawford revolves entirely around the outcome of this showdown. On one side, you have Janbek, the fearsome knockout artist from Kazakhstan, a fighter many have been wary to face. On the other, Lara, the seasoned Cuban veteran, still armed with that elusive, high IQ style that can frustrate even the best in the world. The winner of this fight, holding all three belts, will automatically become Crawford's next target. the missing piece that could complete his legacy puzzle.
Age-wise, of course, everybody's going to say Erislandy Lara because he's 40. Mm-hmm. But I would never come out of my mouth and call Erislandy Lara a weak link. Mm-hmm. I think there's no elite fighters at 160.
While Jan Beck is a rising star, there's a growing feeling that Erislandy Lara could be the opponent Roy Jones Jr. truly has in mind, assuming Lara pulls off an upset. Lara embodies the old-school school of boxing, a master technician who reads the sport with a kind of intelligence and precision that rivals Crawford himself.
Bud's like my brother. I've been with him for the past probably 7 camps. He's taken 0 shortcuts. He's always 100% to himself. He never cheats himself, so. We're just in a routine. We know what happens. We come out here, just pass the time working out. Pass as fast. You work out so many times a day and get to it. You're working the whole time.
Crawford isn't waiting around for opportunities to come to him. He's actively making his intentions known. Recently, he appeared at the WBO convention where he made a bold statement. Sitting alongside Jan Beck Alam Connolly's team, Crawford stared directly into the camera and declared, "I got my eyes on you." Whether it was meant as a serious warning or a bit of playful bravado, the message was clear. He's coming for his next target.
My guts say the same thing. I'm going to sit down with my team and we're going to discuss what's next in the future for Terence Crawford. And, who knows? I might go down to 160.
Johnny, we're here next. Looking for you. Looking for December 6th, how you going to do it?
I got my eyes on you, Janabek.
This viral moment makes it clear that Roy Jones Jr.'s vision is already playing out. Crawford is setting his sights on the middleweight champions, fully aware that the winner of the December 6th unification bout holds the key to his 6th division title. He wants him to know that he's coming for every belt they possess. The other piece of Roy Jones Jr.'s advice is perhaps even more surprising. Stay away from Canelo. According to Jones, a rematch with Alvarez is a high-risk move with little payoff for Crawford's legacy. A fight that could jeopardize more than it would add.
To catch up at Canelo Crawford, I just want to get your reflections on that fight first.
It was a great fight by Crawford. Fought a very smart fight, just like I thought he would. The only problem I had was I was worried about his shoulder because some stuff came out about his shoulder being sore. So I didn't know about that. But if he didn't have any injuries, I knew it would be an easy walk for him.
Are you surprised by just how kind of confident and comfortable Terence was in there at all?
No, not at all, because if you watch Canelo struggles with guys that can box. Terence can box from both sides, left-handed or right-handed. So how could you be surprised?
So there's a lot of talk about what next for both men. With Canelo Alvarez, where do you think he goes from here?
I don't know. I think they're trying to have a rematch, so I don't know.
Do you think he can right the wrongs in a rematch?
I don't think so, no.
Roy wants Crawford to chase legacy, not just another payday. And that legacy lies in the unclaimed middleweight title, not in predictable rematch. The stakes couldn't be higher if Crawford follows Roy Jones Jr.'s advice and secures a world championship at 160 pounds. He would enter an elite group of fighters, only a handful in boxing history, including Manny Pacquiao and Oscar de la Hoya, have claimed major titles in 6 different weight classes. That's the kind of achievement that elevates a career from great to legendary, a mark that outlasts any purse from a Canelo rematch.
But in terms of a fantasy fight, if you'd have ever shared the ring with a 168 version of Terence Crawford, would that have been an intriguing matchup?
Not really. I like Terence. Terence is a very good fighter, but Terence grew up on Roy Jones. It's hard to tell you these guys are going to whoop Roy Jones when they grew up, and they still ask him questions to Roy Jones about how he did things. So they don't fully understand Roy Jones yet either. So it's hard to beat Roy Jones if you don't fully understand him yet. You understand me? So, I mean, it's cool. He's a great fighter, don't get it wrong. And it would have been an intriguing fight because he has a heart and he has confidence. And he's a very challenging guy. That's what I like about him the most. That's why I knew he'd beat Canelo, because he stands up to the challenge. So he would have been something to deal with for a few rounds earlier. But I was a different guy. I was much faster than 90% of the people I fought. You understand me? So it's like, with my speed level and with the precision and things, even him, I had him training yesterday. I watched him put together some 4 and 5 punch combinations, and I think it shocked him because of how quick he can do it. So it's not about necessarily talent. It's talent too, but you gotta have know-how with talent. I had know-how along with talent. That's what this kid has.
Terence Crawford now stands at a defining crossroads in his storied career. One route promises a hefty payday and a familiar showdown with Canelo Alvarez, offering little new for his legacy.
Yeah, for sure. But it's still, when you look at it, it's still excuses. Like I said before the fight, every one of my biggest fights, I say, I'm gonna be prepared for the excuses. When you so great and you so much ahead of your competition, they look at the fighters that you fight and say they nobodies because how much you beat them by or the level of skills that you oppose against them. So when I fight this guy, it's all he was a nobody. When I fight this guy, all he was washed. When I fight this guy, it's an excuse, So who you want me to fight? I beat this guy, it's an excuse. I beat this guy, and he's too young or whatever. So I'm never really gonna give my full respect until afterwards. Yes, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative. Like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. We really didn't realize it until now when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing, and the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed or Canelo just wasn't in it. And I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, so I just think, when you that much better than the competition, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man.
The alternative path, highlighted by Roy Jones Jr., points straight to the 160-pound division, a chance for Crawford to complete a flawless journey through the weight classes. The fate of that opportunity will be determined on December 6th when Lara and Jan Beck face off. Crawford is already focused on whoever emerges victorious.
I'm not going to judge Crawford over his last performance from Canelo, because I don't care what a person say. They could say that Canelo's washed up. They say this, they say past his prime, yada, yada, yada. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at how he executed the plan and how he neutralized the threat. So he did a phenomenal job with that. Bowman came up with a great game plan for that. I really believe that Janabek can get outboxed. I think he's going to get outboxed. He goes into 160. It's all going to determine on how he look against Lara. Because Lara is a crafty southpaw. And remember, I said this to you before with William Skull and Canelo. Mm-hmm. I said if he struggles against William Skull and he boxes him, it's going to just keep the blueprint solid for Crawford. So it's one of those things. So Crawford is a nice southpaw. He's solid. He knows how to utilize a lot of things. And it's like little details that maybe some of the casuals don't see, like how he positioned his foot, how he made Canelo smother his shots and still gave Canelo better exchanges in the inside. There was a lot of high caliber. Like you can tell why he deserves to be in that stage. But I got him boxing Janabek, and then after that, just walk away.
Well done. Right, so what's next for both fighters? Let's start with Terence Crawford. Where does he go? He's just stepped up to 168 pound and beat quite conclusively Canelo Alvarez there. And there's no one really now at super middleweight for him to test. Benavidez, he's gone up to light heavyweight. There's no one really in there. We saw Skull against Canelo, and Skull was quite slow and couldn't do much. I know Canelo stood off and didn't really stick it on him, but Skull showed no ambition. It's not a fight I want to see. I think really the only fight for both of these guys, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, is the rematch. Because where does Canelo go from here now? He's got a guy stepping up from welterweight, serving him up a bit of a whooping, because that's what it was. And now he's got, like, where does he go? He can't really compete up at light heavyweight because Bivol's done him. Benavidez has gone up to there now, and I don't think that's a fight he's going to fancy. I feel like a lot of people are saying he swerved that Benavidez fight, so I don't think he's going to want to go up to light heavyweight and fight him. So it's like the only sensible option, or the only real option, is the rematch. And that's the same for Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford's now 168 pounds. Who does he fight? Who does he go for next? It's difficult. The kind of there's no other real big names. I mean, there's a kid in England called Hamza Shiraz who's tapping on the door for something big. And I had a chat with him yesterday, and he's talking about the Canelo fight, and he'd take that. But realistically, is Canelo Alvarez or Terence Crawford going to want to jump in with Hamza Shiraz? I mean, Shiraz has got a great future ahead of him. I think he's going to do really well. But he's not in that mix, is he? If he gets an opportunity, go for it. Don't think Crawford would be interested. Canelo, it does nothing for him. So these two, really, the only fight for him is the rematch.
Is Canelo done after this? And if he's not, he has 2 more fights with Turki Al-Sheikh. What other 2 fights can we see from him?
When it's funny because when people ask me, are fighters done or this and that, I could never answer for a fighter if they're done or not, because it's a very personal decision from the fighter, including Canelo. As much as I hate him, actually, I don't hate, I just don't care for him. But if he wants to fight again or if he doesn't, that's obviously his decision. I have to respect that. So, but obviously, look, again, Crawford just took him to school. That's basically it. That's the bottom line. I mean, Crawford is older than Canelo, so we can't use the excuse that he's older, right? We can't use the excuse that, oh, well, he moved around too much. Well, it's your job to figure him out, right? Just like Chavez would figure out a fighter, just like I would figure out a fighter, just like any real great fighter can figure styles out. That's your job. I think Crawford did a tremendous job. Kudos to him. Sky's the limit for Crawford, and I really don't know where Canelo goes, seriously.
That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss our future uploads. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.